everyone, and welcome back to Book Club. This time we're talking about Podium Perfect by Lexi Richards. It's out now on Kindle and in paperback. And I want to take a moment and say thank you to Lexi for sending us the book to review for y'all. We really love getting to share these new books with listeners every time. On the episode, we have myself, Chelsea, and we have Amy and Mel on here too. And on this episode, we're really just going to talk about what Podium Perfect was, our thoughts on it, like, of course, our ratings, everything else we thought about it. So it's going to be a long one. Grab a cozy seat, get a good drink, maybe get comfy, because I actually love this read, so I have a lot to say on it.
And this is your spoiler alert.
Yes.
Stop right here if you haven't read it. Continue on if you have, because we will be talking about everything after we give our synopsis, because we have a lot of opinions. Good ones, because I too enjoyed it. All right. So we meet Avery Silver. She is the daughter of the owner of the Silver F1 team, and she's just trying to make a name for herself that goes beyond the daughter of the F1 racing team, and is working with the team as the chair for their foundation, their charity foundation. I forgot. I know it's like Silver, like charity foundation, something along the lines of that. Now, she knows all about the F1 world, of course, but it turns upside down when she meets Teddy, our Scottish F1 driver for Silver. He's new to the team, not to the sport, with some secrets. Now, their worlds really collide when Avery is planning the foundation's annual charity event. It's pretty much this whole like shebang thing where like they fundraise money for charities chosen selectively by her mom and her father. And everyone's just starting to like pressure her, especially her mom, about like having a date, like who's gonna be there, like all this stuff. And in panic, what happens? Avery tells her family over a Zoom video call that she is bringing a date, and she does not go further into that. Now, Teddy, being the man he is, he does accept to go to the charity event and brings up the idea of fake dating to help cover up some of his secret past.
Honestly, y'all, from Gelato in Milan to Stolen Moments in Amsterdam, these two were like Insta-worthy dates. Like, it was so adorable. It starts to feel suspiciously real for the two of them, though, and it's a whole different ballgame because Avery's now having to navigate her fake dating situation, the charity gala, relationship with her family. She just totally has her hands full. But when secrets start to surface, Avery really has to decide if love is going to be worth risking it all for or not. She's really kind of got to make a decision on if she wants her own kind of like podium finished ending.
Podium Perfect ending.
Love it.
I will say, no spoilers yet. Vibe check. It's a sports romance off the bat, definitely.
Mhm.
I really want listeners to know this is a slow burn.
Emphasis on slow.
This
Emphasis
is on
on slow.
This is a friends, I would say a friends to relationship almost line, because of the fake dating and the secret dating, which is like the last trope that I feel really got hit on. I don't know if there's any other tropes I may have missed, but I feel like those were like the tone. You got sports romance, very slow, secret dating.
I'm literally looking up her Amazon listing because she listed out
I would say, if anything, it might be like dating, like convenience dating, or I forgot what the term is. It's like marriage convenience, but for dating too, because like
proximity.
Yeah, because like she's trying to like help herself, but he also needs the help too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, the tropes that are listed on, at least for sure, in the Amazon listing. Fake dating, F1 sports romance, says it's medium spice. Rich girl / working class guy, celebrity / public image pressure, smart / driven female main character, jet setting romance, hidden past, family secrets.
Oh yeah, family secrets. That's a good one.
Yes. I don't know if I necessarily describe this book as medium spice.
I would say light spice.
This is like light spice.
Light to
There's like
medium
a 2 out of
spice.
5.
It's like, I wouldn't personally call it medium spice, but that's just me going off of the stuff that I have read.
Same.
And even comparison to the
To
other
other
books
books.
that we have read for book club, it's definitely like not truly light spice, but it's
like, you know
definitely
what
like
goes on.
in
There's
between.
literally, I would say, one scene that is spicy because everything else
Yeah.
is behind the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you
like-
see the stuff leading up to it, but then it just
Yeah, and even
stops.
then.
Yeah.
Yes, it's definitely a step up from being true light, but I would not
Mhm.
say it's
Like a mild.
medium. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the perfect description. It's definitely a mild spice. I will
Yeah.
say I think this book is great for readers who like a good book that they like to escape into, especially if you're somebody who likes a book with like a little bit of glamour in the background and travel as like a big portion of the book. If you're someone who wants like a small tone romance, this is definitely not the one for you. Nothing
Yeah.
about F1 is really fitting for someone who likes small tone romance.
Never.
Sorry, guys.
No. I definitely wouldn't say that. Even looking at the cover, you would think this is like a small town romance kind of vibe. And like initial reaction, I was a fan of the cover. Very cute. I love the book title. I remember when I sent it to the group chat because I was talking to Lexi about it. Everyone immediately said yes because it was just so cute. And also, I don't think at this point we've really had a book that's only based on one point of view, and I really missed that. And it was really nice to see in a story again because I feel like a lot of authors right now are really into the whole dual or even trio or more point of views.
No, I was a big fan of the single point of view. While I would have loved seeing Teddy's POV, I think the change was just nice because again, like especially like the books I've been reading, like outside of like the F1, it has like two, maybe a sprinkle here and there of like an additional like characters like POV, and it can get kind of like, I don't want to say tiring, but you could do get whiplash
Yeah.
depending. Um, so it's just I really enjoyed seeing like their relationship grow from a reader's perspective, even though I had some feelings about some situations, which we will dive into very shortly.
I have to agree with both Mel and Chelsea. This book was a really nice change from the other books that we've done for book club, but also just like the other books that I read myself, like Mel and Chelsea both have said. A lot of the books that we've been doing for book club are dual point of view. Heck, a lot of the books that I read on my own are dual point of view. There's a few that I've done where it's been like 5 different people's point of views, and that's a lot, let me tell you. It's an undertaking in itself, and it was really nice to have something just felt like a really like refreshing change of pace. It's really different from the usual dual POV. It was kind of fun. I don't know if I could read a ton of books that are in like a single POV, but it was just a nice little like pivot from your standard dual POV that you get in most romance books.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with both of you. I feel like Melissa's not wrong. It's not that it's tiring, but you're seeing it almost all the time now. Where in reverse, growing up, I've always read books and I didn't see dual point of views or any of that until I was like in college. Because even high school, look at like Twilight. We didn't get Edward's point of view until years later because that just
Yeah,
wasn't a thing to have
Mm-hmm.
multiple point of views in a book. That's definitely a new
literally.
age thing.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
But I would say
Or I feel
like
like it was few and far between in the
honestly,
past.
growing up, I never remembered reading books like that. It wasn't until recently that I
I get
started
what you
seeing
mean.
that in like young
Yeah,
adult romances.
same.
Yeah.
But I will say, compared to our other books, there is a common theme. It's a major theme, and that's that almost every book has our main female character like finding herself. Like that's just a very common thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of personal growth, I think, in this book as well. And I love to see that in all the stories we're reading. But this one specifically, there's family drama. I think we can go away already. We're gonna spoil right here. There's family drama with like the way that these people treat Avery very often. Like she's very much the little girl of the family that's like aware that she has some nepotism and she's like trying to overcome it. And I'm wondering sometimes if this is like how people like Lance Stroll feel like
Yeah, maybe.
you're kind of the baby. Like, yeah, sure, you're a grown like adult doing this, but at the end of the day, as much as we love our parents, sometimes they do baby us a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I will say it was kind of nice seeing her overcome that. That was a really theme I liked. Sometimes I feel like authors don't really hit it and there's really no growth. It just kind of looks like it. I think
Mm-hmm.
hers actually does get there by the end of the story. And I'm including the parents in that. They also find personal growth, especially the mom.
Yeah, the mom big time.
But I think that's kind of like another thing. Like in general, the mom, the family, they stood out to me right away. all of them had
Absolutely.
weird dynamics. The parents' dynamics with the main character needed a lot of growth from like the get-go. It was very much, I don't even care that you have a job. Like, who are you dating? It's like,
Yeah.
that's really annoying. Like that, and I know like a lot of us probably hear that growing up. Almost it doesn't really matter your culture or tradition. There's always going to be mom saying so.
Or your
When it
auntie, your
like,
tia,
or your
yeah.
auntie, your tia, your grandma, when you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
date, when are you gonna give me grandkids, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
literally.
And
Yep.
there's even moments where I think you see that with the brother and his husband, Adam, where like they also kind of see her still as like this little girl. And I feel like the brother has growth faster than the parents, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like everyone had like high and moments. Like high moment, I was like, yes, thank you for growing, but I was also like,
Mm-hmm.
why were you like this in the first place? I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, it was really good. And I would say by the end of the story, the other thing that stood out to me is that for a book called Podium Perfect, there wasn't that many podiums. Sorry to
Not
Teddy.
wrong.
You're not, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I know like Lexi mentions like Teddy winning a few races and being on
Mm-hmm.
like the podium, but like we only had like that big one podium moment between like
Yeah.
Avery and Teddy. I would have liked to see like a little bit more. Especially as like their obvious feelings for each other start to grow while they're oblivious to their feelings
Yes.
towards each other. Like it would have been just nice to see like that a little bit more, but I do just love a cute little podium moment anyways.
I do have to echo what Chelsea was saying. I feel like I really wish that we got a little bit more of Avery's family and even honestly Teddy's family, because I think Teddy's mom like popped up
Like at the very end. Yeah.
like literally a singular time at the tail end of the book. And it just was like a little confusing to me. That was something that really stood out for me because
And he has like a sibling too, right?
I
Yes.
don't even think
Yeah.
we ever got his sibling's name
No.
either. He's just like
Brother.
there's this younger brother.
Yeah.
And I feel like it left a lot of holes for me not understanding their like his family dynamic and like really understanding the characters for Avery's family,
Mhm.
because for me at least, be it in books or in real life, I feel like understanding somebody's family tells you like everything you need to know about them and their character quirks, because it's just kind of like your family is what shapes you. So not really getting
Any
a lot of
information.
information on them, I feel like I was missing so much about like Avery and Teddy as characters at times, where I'm just
Mhm.
like, why is Avery moving and being the way that she is? I don't get it, because we
Yeah.
just didn't get the full big picture of like what her family dynamic was. And
Right.
it left me a little perplexed at times.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way about that.
I definitely agree with you. I think a common issue that I see in a lot of books, especially the books that we're reading, that they try to bring in these siblings and parents and things, is that it's a very hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
We have some authors that they can really
Yeah.
bring in the family enough where like it actually explains the character and stuff. And then like sometimes we've had an author bring in a family and we're like, there was no purpose for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with
'cause
side characters too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I'll never forget there was a book we read. I'm not gonna mention which one, but literally in the review we're like, why were the siblings included? But then if we read this book and we had gotten no family stuff, it's like, okay, well now we're missing the family.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
a really, I feel like as an author, it's so hard to find the balance of putting in these side characters, not taking it away from the main plot and
Mhm.
like explaining who these people are. Because like Teddy, he's the perfect example of someone that like his family should have been around more. I think even a little bit more than the Silver family. Because like
Yeah.
Nepo Baby, we can kind of guess. We can do
Yeah,
a few
you can-
assumptions about why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
Him, I kind of was annoyed that he's like they kept dropping hints at like why he is the way he is because of the family, but there's never any really like deep dive into it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, first note, Teddy is my dog's name, so I was already having a rough time getting over that because I'm like, I don't want to romanticize my dog. But beyond that, he was
Poor
an
Teddy.
interesting character. On one hand, I think it's very believable that a guy driving an F1 wouldn't want anything to do with having a relationship because blah, 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 I have to be number one. Okay, shut up. But, like, it's such a slow burn, my friends. It is so slow. Like,
It's a snail's
18.
pace.
Chapter 18 is the first kiss. And from there, like, it kind of picks up a little quickly, but like,
Yeah.
I would say he's just very stoic. He's very calm. I think he's like almost secure, but it's more like he's closed off, so it looks secure. Like, I don't want to say he has a sad past. He definitely had a very difficult one. And like, how are you going to tell me almost every other chapter he has a difficult past because of his mother and his brother, but then not really explain anything besides like that his dad basically screws him over? And it's
Yeah.
like a snippet of the storyline, but it seems like it's supposed to be so much bigger. I don't know. It's a lot to come back from, kind of like giving this snippet and then not having enough book or pages to talk about it. That's what's so rough sometimes about like bringing in these side characters, because it's like, how do I bring them in without overtaking what should be a romance story?
Giving them a purpose
Yeah.
in the story. Yeah. Yeah.
For
Go
for
ahead.
context, there are only 38 chapters and an epilogue in this book.
Exactly.
Just to like
Oh,
make
no, there's
when we're
the
saying
pre
slow
too.
pace.
The preface is in the book.
Yeah,
It's like
Mm.
repeated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you're
So
right. You're
it's
right.
like, okay, like when we say it's a slow burn and Chelsea's mentioning that like their first kiss isn't until chapter 18, like
Literally.
keep that in mind when I'm saying 38 chapters plus an epilogue.
Takes
Yeah.
you halfway.
Literally.
It's just like wild to think about.
The slowest of burns. Now, his dad, like, essentially is just like, he's such a sleaze bag, like, just trying to bet on Teddy's, like, races, especially when he was, like, in the other series, like, leading up to F1. Yeah. And then, like, he was just there for, like, that one snippet, and then, like, all hell's, like, just breaks loose. He did feel, like, closed off to me. It was just, I get why it's hard to, like, for him to, like, trust people, because
Yeah.
like when they betray that trust, like, it's hard for them to, like, gain it back. So, like, I get it, but at the same time, like, we're gonna talk about this, like, later on too, like, with the scenes, but like some of his attitude, like, he felt so full of himself, where it's just
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna need you to, like, take it down a notch, like, sir,
It's
please.
annoying.
I feel like I had such a love-hate with Teddy as a main male character. Like the girls have both said, his dad was definitely a sleazy dude, because honestly, who the heck asks your child to
Mhm.
throw a race so that you can win a bet?
And I think it was like a
Yeah.
championship or something like that.
Yes, and like it's like
Regardless.
the crazy. Yes, the craziest thing to me though is the fact that like that meant that he was betting against his own child. What parent does that? Like, I just who in their right mind does that? I just don't. I don't get it. Like, I feel like we hear about athletes all the time where it's like, oh, so and so approached me and like asked me to throw a fight, throw a game, throw a race, whatever. Like, I'm just like, how do you actually ask that with somebody with your full chest? Like, how?
Girl, it's pretty common. That just happened here in Miami.
I just like, I could never have the audacity to ask somebody that. Are you kidding
I just think
me?
it's sad that it was his dad.
Yeah.
That's the worst part, is like, if it was a random stranger, you
Okay,
can
sure,
brush
whatever.
that off.
Yeah.
If it's family, dad, uncle, grandparent, mom, sibling, I don't care. If they're blood, like, that's just absolutely fucked up. Pardon my French.
I agree.
I will say that Teddy, for me, gave like strong silent type who, like, when you get to know him, he gets a little bit warmer and a little more protective of the people that he cares for, but like, he's very specific on who he lets in. Like, he's not going to be nice to everybody. He's that guy who's like, he'll suss you out, and like, if he likes you, you'll know. If he doesn't like you, you'll also fucking know.
I agree. I think overall Teddy's character was good. I saw red sometimes when he spoke.
Oh yeah.
Because he's a man. But anyways, Avery also made me see red sometimes. Okay, the girl needed to grow. I've already talked about this, and I'm glad she did. But the girl really needed to grow from like the first conversation that we see her in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real and excuse my French. She blew the fuck out of me sometimes. Okay. Now I want to preface. I have a really close relationship with my dad. At my grown big girl age, I am a daddy's girl. Okay? So I'm saying this from my mindset, my perspective. her whole not wanting her dad to call her beautiful daughter while introducing her really made me upset because like I always felt like, I mean, I get it. I used to get annoyed like that when I was like a teenager. I'm like, come on now, like this is kind of embarrassing. But at the same time, like dad has some pride in you. And it seemed like dad was actually like trying a lot to like, be proud of his daughter and everything. But I felt like in a way like she was taking him for granted. Um and again, it just it just made me sad for that. But I also just wanted to like slap the heck out of her to speak up for herself. So like I'm just very glad too, like Chelsea, that she grew and we saw some very good character development from her because she needed it. um and I get that whole like you want to be more than just your last name, being a nepo baby and everything like that. But like for me, it was just like, okay, like we get it, you're a nepo baby, but like do what you need to do then, and let's stop bringing it up like every single time. Again, that's just me.
I also had moments where I wanted to shake and or smack the crap out of Avery because like speak the hell up. Like it just there were moments where I'm like, you could have said something. You could have said, "Hey dad, I really don't want you to introduce me like that." Like there's so many things that I feel like could have been avoided if there was just like more open communication. I will say I kind of understand her irritation with always being introduced as her dad's like beautiful daughter or like sweetheart, um because it does kind of undermine her skills and like make it so that people just view her as like your standard typical nepo baby, and that's not what she wants to be viewed as. I think the big kind of like issue for her was when her dad, I think I was either he introduced her as his beautiful daughter or called her sweetheart in front of a sponsor. And I would also be ticked if I worked for my family business and like someone comes up and my dad wants me to join a business meeting and is introducing me as like my beautiful daughter or this is my sweetheart. Like that would piss me off because like don't ask me to talk business and then not treat it like it's business. So I kind of understand some of her irritation with it, but there were definitely a lot of moments where I just wanted to shake her and be like, speak up.
But no, to add on to your thing, Amy, about like her communicating, I think like with the whole, because I get like what you're saying, like especially like when it comes to like the professionalism and everything like that, I
Mm-hmm.
understand. But at the same time, like I get it, like maybe this is just his way of like admiring his daughter and like the good work that
Yes.
she's does. So it's such a like it's such a like a seesaw type thing. Like
It's such a catch-22 where I'm
yeah,
like, I feel like if you have an issue with it,
say
it
something.
it's your father. Just tell him.
Yeah,
Like it might take him a little bit to like rein it in because that's his autopilot, but like that doesn't mean that he can't change.
exactly,
If he doesn't know what's bothering you, how is he supposed to not do the thing that bugs you? Like
exactly.
the math just doesn't math to me.
Yeah. I definitely feel like that could be said for almost anything in life. If you don't like something, just speak up. But
Big
um
facts.
I will say, like, segueing into the family, personally, this is me personally. If I was a Nepo baby, I would own that shit. I think it is so annoying when Nepo babies are like, oh my god, I'm a Nepo baby, and everyone makes fun. Shut the fuck up. You have
Rocket.
so much money, you have connections, you have networks, you have resources, you have a life. If you don't know how to properly use it, I'm gonna blame you, then I'm gonna blame the people making fun of you for being a Nepo baby. Because you're doing it wrong. Go to
Yeah.
therapy, go to psychiatry, get help. I'm in therapy. I'm a like middle class person. We can all get therapy, okay? If you really need it
Everybody should be
somewhere.
in therapy.
Like, I'm sorry, that annoyed me a lot with her character. I hated that she didn't just own it. Like, you are a silver. If people are not kissing your feet because you have money and you're the only reason there's a team, then you're doing it wrong. It was so annoying. There's a reason her mother was the way she is. Was her mother a little cuckoo? Yes, but her mother knew that she was that shit. And like, I feel like Avery needed to get there. Because
Yes.
while there were times I was really personally heated by Avery's parents and like how they were acting and blah blah, you see the character growth, but also like you see why they are the way they are, and that's because if they weren't that way, shit wouldn't get done. Same goes for her brother. I think they slowly see her character as more of an equal in the family business, but also because she started knowing she was that shit. I'm a silver. I'm a leader. I can figure shit out. It doesn't matter if you're a Nepo baby. If you are, figure that shit out. It's so annoying. Like, there are actresses all the time that, like, oh, my dad did one movie in the 90s and now I'm a Nepo baby. You are, baby. Because your dad continued to be an actor and director after that. Like, own it. I don't know. It's so annoying. Even the storylines where it's fiction, I'm like, you're so annoying. I need to read a fiction where the Nepo baby owns that shit every chapter. And she's like, yeah, I am a silver. Kiss my feet and give me money. Like, I don't know. It's so annoying. Rant done. Fucking Nepo babies.
So what
Go for
Avery
it,
needs
girl.
to do is get that shirt from that model or the actress that is a Nepo baby that says Nepo baby. Own it, wear it. Because again, like Chelsea, I would own it and maximize it as much as I can. That being said, the way her family would always just ignore her or put her to the side, especially like during that Zoom call, that's like the biggest like thing where it's like it just irked me so much because it's just like she's trying to be taken seriously, but they're also not giving her the chance to show herself. It'd been different if she showed herself failed and then like, you know, they need her help. But she's like trying to do the whole like charity event like gala like by herself and like asking for no help, and she asks for help when she absolutely needs it. But I do feel like her dad was trying his best. Poor guy. He just has a lot going on with owning an F1 team and everything. And if Avery had that communication, I think that would have helped her out a bit more with how she felt about like how she was introduced, like my beautiful daughter, or like sweetheart and everything. Dad would have been hurt because yes, it's dad. But he would at least like understand. I think he definitely like felt like the type of vibe that he understands a lot, like with stuff like that. Um, Now, mom, it felt to me like she was projecting a lot of the trauma that she went through onto Avery. Again, this is a social worker in me just kind of thinking. Um, like I know like she had like her like whole alcoholism and everything, like she went to like rehab and everything. Again, it's only like touched on but a little bit, but like it never we never know how that much that affected Avery and that whole family dynamic and how their relationship was before the rehab stint and everything. Um, but I also felt like Avery really didn't put any effort to have a relationship with her mom. Because when that shopping scene, like her mom was like so happy, and that's something that like her mom likes. She likes shopping, she likes getting like nice clothes and everything. Okay, it might be not your thing, but sometimes you have to do stuff that like others like that you may not spend quality time. It is what it is. That being said, all in all, that whole family needs therapy. Avery needs therapy. They need family therapy. She needs individual therapy. The brothers, they were cool. Like Ben was pretty cool. I felt like he was supportive of Avery the most, especially like when that third act breakup happened. I don't really have anything bad to say about them, but like I just felt like he was a really good supportive like older brother, like the no questions asked, like tell me everything, like this is a safe space for you type of deal with them.
I feel like for me, I had moments where I really related to Avery because I'm very similar in the sense of like I want to do things on my own and like I will ask for help when I'm like at my wit's end and I'm like I can't do
Mm-hmm.
this on my own. I need an assist. But I also kept looking at Avery as like if I was Avery's friend, I can honestly say without a shadow of a doubt, I would have probably gone off on her family for the way that they constantly were just like ignoring her or putting her in a corner. He would have popped the hell off and been like, "What are you doing?" I would have also probably looked at her and been like, "Girl, what the hell? You need to have a backbone and stand up for yourself a little bit." There were just moments where, as I think we've all said, we wanted to shake Avery a little bit. I really and truly agree with Mel. I think the entire Silver family could have done with some good old fashioned friggin' family therapy. Because let's be honest, there are definitely some unresolved issues that I just feel like really need to get dealt with. Like her mom's rehab stint, the fact that like her brother is involved in the family business but not really involved in the family business because he's married and they have a daughter and like he has his husband and his kid and they don't live super close, so like he's got a little bit of separation that Avery doesn't really get to have at this point in
Mm-hmm.
time. And I think a lot of just the internal family politic issues could be resolved with some friggin' communication like regular people. Drives me crazy.
I honestly definitely agree. I think a lot of the issues in this book is just communication, and I mean, we'll get into that, but that seems to be the brunt of it. I will say, though, she had two friends that I think at least tried their best. Like, okay, Stacy and Caroline, they both worked for the team,
Mm-hmm.
and they're both amazing. I think they were good support for like what Avery was going through. I also feel like Caroline herself had a lot of growth in the story because we see her go as like a personal assistant to, I
More
believe she
involved.
basically takes Avery's job by the end of
Yeah.
the story. And like off notes, I do appreciate that Stacy like tried. Like she was calling out Avery. She's like, "No, you like him. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing. This is what
Mhm.
you're going through. Like you need to own it because you're just kind of messing around and you're going to screw over yourself." And we kind of see that happen in the story. The only thing that I kind of wish I had seen more of is I noticed neither Caroline or Stacy had any, I don't know, like second storyline going, like like a
Mm.
secret romance or something. I feel like we always see authors kind of try to bring in a sibling
They like
or
hint
a
at it.
best friend, yeah, and then like that would be like the next storybook, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, the second book, I think. So I do wonder what we're gonna see from Lexi because yes, there's an epilogue and we'll talk about it. I don't want to mention it yet, but I don't know if the epilogue is enough for like a second book or if maybe this is just a one-off. I have to see like what her social media says.
Yeah. Now thinking about the Silver team, like as a whole, I don't remember seeing enough of like Brandon, the team principal, Alan, the
Mm-mm.
engineer, besides like Alan, like when they went to like Mexico. He seemed really cool as an engineer and a friend to Teddy.
Yeah.
But like the other people, like Zippy, the other driver, and Nora, his wife, like they were pretty like, in my opinion, like flat like side characters. Not bad, not good. They were there,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But Stacy and Caroline, I was really big fans of. Like, it's just like I like that they each provide like a safe space for Avery, and when their breakup happened between her and Teddy, how they were like, drop everything, like our schedules align, we're gonna have like a spa day for the three of us. We're gonna do it, and like they made that effort. Like it's just like just real girls, and everyone needs some friends like that in their corner for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think this will surprise. I don't think this will surprise anybody at all, but I loved Stacy and Caroline. I feel like every girl needs her ride or dies, and I love that like she had her version of ride or die friends. I do wish that we had gotten a little bit more insight and or info on the rest of the team because I feel like there was just like a lot of people that I had questions on of like, okay, the like was it the marketing guy? Was it James that was following them around and like taking pictures of them on their dates and stuff? Who was doing kind of more of the marketing side of things. Like I want to know what his story was. I just feel like I had questions on a lot of the side characters. While this next side character isn't necessarily like on the silver team, I feel like we do have to talk about Josh. Now, I can't tell if this is a me problem or not, but I liked Josh until like the last few laps of the book, like the last maybe 2 chapters that he popped up in, I was just kind of like, eh. Because when he pops up again at the charity event, Avery had technically, yes, I know, she had asked him to be her date and go with her, but they had always been like, they're exes, but they realized that they were better as friends. And
Mm-hmm.
she thought they were very clearly on the same page. And he starts to get a little weird and like almost possessive of her at the charity event for a little bit. And for me, it just kind of felt like a red flag because when he was telling her, "Oh, yeah, I know we're just friends," I'm like, "No, you didn't. You thought you had a chance again, and we're going to try to weasel your way back in because we got smacked with the third act breakup, which I loathe so much."
Yeah.
Um, but like, it just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way because it just was a little skeezy and kind of slimy.
I like 100% agree. That scene made me like ick. I don't know. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a very real situation. So many girls have dealt with that at one point in their life or twice. It's like you give them an inch and they take a mile,
Literally.
Yup.
and he took like 10 miles because
He
he
took a
probably thought
whole
they were gonna hook
marathon.
up that
He
night. I
took
don't
a
know.
no. He took a whole F1 track.
He
Yeah.
did. Like
Yeah.
what upset me was throughout the whole story up to this time, they were normal friends. He didn't
Hmm.
act weird. He didn't act like he was flirting with her. He
Never
was
gave
acting
any
like a
indication. Yeah.
exactly how these men act sometimes. They're just your friend till you give them an inch, which is in her case, she was just trying not to go alone to this party. And I get it, you know? Like maybe she could have been more straightforward. I get it. But it's also like what's more straightforward than having already dated and breaking up in the
Mhm.
past? Not really sure how much more straightforward you can get than that.
Yeah. Mans couldn't read the room at all.
Mm-mm.
At all. He was just so annoying. He was just like a
Yeah.
pestering, like he was just like one of those guys where it's like they don't get the picture, you're like you're not interested, and they're so oblivious. And like you guys had said, you give him an inch, and he like did like a whole like race
Track.
with
Everything.
that. Um, and it's like she kept on like telling him like do X, Y, and Z just so he can be away from her, and he still wasn't getting it. And he was just like, oh, okay, friends, like what, like sir,
It's like when they take you out to dinner, they expect more.
yeah. If and
He,
honestly, like if I was Avery, I would have just gone to the gala by myself. I would have been like, you know what, I'll own it.
I
Part
would
of
have,
girlfriend.
yeah,
Yeah,
at that
exactly.
point.
Granted, both of them, or one of them, was working,
Yeah,
but like you could have brought Stacy.
yeah.
Like,
I think
I know
Stacey
that
Yeah.
Caroline was working,
yeah,
but Stacy also was back home in
with her family.
I would have done Melissa and gone
Australia.
alone. I would have gone alone.
Yeah.
It would have been
I
so much
would've-
less stress too, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I would have figured out a way to have somebody else that wasn't my ex accompany me.
Yeah,
Like, I know you thought he was a safe space, but obviously he wasn't.
she also
Mm-mm.
could have just been petty and brought like another F1 driver.
That would have been fucking hilarious.
Wait, where's the Lando kid? I would have brought him.
Literally.
We'll get to that one. The final character I feel like we all need to talk about, because honestly, what is an F1 romance without a creepy sponsor?
Her creepy
It feels
character.
like it's par for the course for every book that we have read. There's at
Because
least
it's so
one
realistic.
creepy
Mhm.
sponsor, creepy team principal, creepy engineer. There's always one, and that is Ron. The name itself
Efron.
automatically, like, to me, makes me want to cringe, because like there are very few Rons that aren't weird. And like I said, is it really an F1 romance if we don't have the creepy sponsor who either like ignores the women in the room, or is sexist to the women in the room, or the women who work on the team? Could I have done without him? Absolutely. He didn't really add anything to the plot necessarily, but like it definitely felt like he was like, oh, we've got to check this off the box of like, we need to have the one like
Jerk.
creepy dude who's a jerk.
I forgot
And,
about him,
like,
to be honest.
It's just, here's
Because he
Ron.
was literally a drop, like he was a drop of water in the bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like in one scene after a race, walked up to her and her dad at a bar.
Wait,
And
I literally wrote it down.
yeah,
Oh
it
no, my
was
notes.
like,
Okay.
he was so he was so minor. I think he maybe pulled up one other time outside
Yeah.
of that.
He runs the partnerships for the strap watches, and he's a sponsor for Silver, including the charity, which is
That's
why
what
she
it
even
is.
stuck around.
That's what it was. Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He was just
Eh.
And
as you can tell, none of us liked him, which is kind of his whole purpose.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Served it at least.
he
I
served
guess.
it.
Was he serving or was he served? Anyways, because he could have been. I will say, if you're still listening, now is where all the spoilers come in, because I need to talk about things that just happened. First, this really isn't a spoiler. If you start the book, this is one of my favorite things to get in the book. It's a preface. I love when you're like, it's kind of like when you're watching a movie and you see like a future scene and it's like, let me tell you how I got here. And it's like 30 days in the
Mhm.
past. But I love when they start a book like that. It feels like when you already kind of know what's going to happen and the character is still figuring it out. I'm a big fan of prefaces. I'm a big fan of epilogues. I love when authors put in the effort to throw that in there.
Same. I love that, especially when it ends on a cliffhanger, or like it just gives like a hint that there's going to be a continuation.
It's so good.
Especially with like the preface, I was just like, oh, we're starting off this way. It was like really intense because I was just like, what? And I was just like dying to know when that scene was going to happen later on in the book. And I was just like, when is it going to happen? When is this? And then come chapter 18, we finally get the kiss, like 18 chapters later. But no,
Like SpongeBob.
yeah, literally.
I just look, I'll give it to her. It was a good slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the build up, but it was just once the build up happened, he was so awkward, like right
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Because tell me why. They're like, okay, so again, spoiler, they're already in summer break, I think. And they're like, I think in Mexico in this part right now with the villa and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this man just plainly imagine like you're on the guy's lap and you guys just kissed for the first time, and one of your friends is like, "Hey, does anyone need anything?" Because your friend's gonna go inside to get water, and this man whispers in your ear, "Sex." Sex around everyone, around our friends, right after we just kissed for the first time. I threw my book.
I don't blame you.
I threw my book because it was an ick moment for me. Like personally in real life, I'd be like, I'm afraid right now. Like we
Literally,
just
the way
kissed.
Stacy was like, "Who needs a beer?"
Yeah.
And he's like, I need sex.
Literally pulled up the scene, and it goes, "I'm going to grab another beer. Do either of you want anything?" Stacy. Avery goes, "I'm good, thanks," and looks to Teddy and goes, "Want anything?" He whispers in her ear, "Sex."
Like his
Yes.
hot breath in my ear. Sex.
Not the
Go
hot
away.
breath.
Like there was nothing else even like said before that should have instigated that, because all Avery said was, "Do you want a drink?" And I'm sorry, that scene is like silked into my head right now because I'm just like, that was so awkward.
Crazy
I can't
word.
believe that was the sexy scene we got. Could have
It
been like in the
was-
kitchen. They should have gone to get the drinks alone and had like a sexy scene in the kitchen or something. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
For me, it was the way he followed it up with the quote of, "with you," in case that wasn't clear.
Like,
No.
Guys, when I tell
With
you
Stacey.
I was wheezing,
Yeah. No, who was the guy that was there with him?
oh my god, I'm literally
Brandon? No, that's
Yeah,
the
I
team
think- no.
principal.
no.
There was a
Alan.
guy there, Alan.
Alan.
Like it was Stacy
that-
and another worker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was his
It
engineer.
was the marketing guy. It wasn't
Josh? The
And
one
no,
that tried to
it was
hook up with her?
James.
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 No, wait, I wrote down everyone.
James.
I wrote down everyone.
James.
James.
It's
yes.
James, because I literally just scrolled back through pages until I found it. Because I was like,
But who's
wait,
James?
where's his name?
James is a
He
marketing
was-
guy for
He was
like the
the
PR.
silver team, like on the silver team marketing department.
Wow,
And was the one
completely
who was
forgot
taking
that.
all of the pictures
I'm gonna
of
be honest, I forgot
Teddy
about
and
him.
Avery on their dates, or like telling them
Oh,
what
because
to,
Josh was
like,
PR for the other team.
their team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Definitely, like that was just such a bad scene.
It was something else. I was just like, huh. I don't know if that one would work on me, but
Mm-mm.
I mean, good for you, Avery. If that works for you,
Yeah,
go off,
gets
girl.
it going.
I was
But,
just
like, the clarification of "with you" in case that wasn't clear really just sent me into friggin' orbit. I wheezed. I was unwell.
I was just like, huh? But no, yeah. Now, I talked this like next scene with Amy, and then when I was writing the notes, like the next part I'm gonna talk about, like it just came up. Now, okay. Now in Miami, the Miami race, where Teddy has his big accident where like the halo saves him, the car flips over and just like lies on the halo and then it flips over the barriers. It gave me Joe's crash in Silverstone to a T. Am I mad about it? No. But I caught on so quick to it where I was just like reading it. Like I reread it like a few times being like, am I like seeing things? Like, am I right? Like what's going on here? And like Amy and I talked about it because I know like Chelsea hasn't read it yet. So like me and Amy were like, we need to talk about it real quick. So like I know it's hard to come up with like accident scenes off top of like your head as an author can imagine, because like I can just imagine me like I'll probably make it so exaggerated, like I'm not even joking. So yeah, it was a good scene, but it just gave me like flashbacks to Silverstone, and that was just a scary moment to watch live a few years ago.
Like Mel said, we talked about this because she, in our group chat with the three of us, was like, oh, I have this thing I need to confirm if either of you picked up on, but we didn't know where Chelsea was. So
Yeah.
I just went, I'm texting her, screw this. I'm not waiting. Sorry, Chels. And I like, yeah, I, like Mel, definitely think if I was an author and trying to do an F1 romance, I would struggle with the crash portions of the book. I wouldn't necessarily have issues with like the race content or like the overtakes of the race, but like any kind of major, like big crash that isn't like, oops, someone bowled into a turn 4 cars wide or 3 cars wide when you shouldn't have, would be a struggle for me. But I actually did not clock it until Mel pointed it out, and then I went back and I reread it, and I was just like, oh, I did not make this connection when I read this. How I didn't make this connection, I don't know.
No, I made the connection only because of the Halo part, but the only thing I can think of, and like, I don't know if like you guys ever experienced this, but if you watch the season of DTS, which I'm assuming most fans did, that episode went on for like 6 episodes.
They talked about the accident for a good 3 episodes, and they only talked to Joe one time.
Right.
Out of those 3.
And I'm wondering if she was a fan of DTS while writing this story, if it just subconsciously got in her head because they just wouldn't shut the hell up about it.
You know what?
For like so many episodes.
Like 7 times in 8 episodes, I swear to God.
And again, they only talked to Joe like once.
Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I swear the whole season, it was at least almost once in every single episode.
Yeah.
Probably.
So like, that's the only thing I can think of, especially with the other thing we're going to talk about. Like, it was all over social media again and again and again. And I feel like subconsciously it just gets in there and you're like,
yeah,
I made this up.
Yeah. Now,
that's the only thing.
I forgot what race this happened. It might be just the same race where the actual event took place. It's a scene where Cody, the archer racer, breaks Teddy's trophy. That was definitely a Lando and Hungry breaking Max's trophy. I think it was like last year it happened. But I am not upset about the inspo from real F1 to fictional F1. Like, it's just like funny see, because it's just like, wait, hold on. Like, you do a double take reading, you're just like, I know where this is from. And it's like, wait, it's that moment.
No, I agree. It's kind of like a little Easter egg for people that watch F1, because it definitely was Lando to a T.
Yeah.
And especially because they like made it sound like this was a common issue for him, that he breaks things. So I was like, oh, they're definitely making fun of Lando right now.
Oh, hands down, Cody was so Lando coded. It's not even a little bit funny. I was half expecting him to be described as like some guy with curly hair, and I was gonna just be like, okay, make him tan and have curly hair, and poof, we have Lando Norris. But for me, there was one moment, because as you guys know, if you've listened to Book Club for a while, I have a habit of highlighting my books when I read the ebook versions. I will not mark up a physical book. I just can't do it, people. I'm sorry. But there was a moment in chapter 34 where Teddy goes, and this is a direct quote that I'm about to read. I'm not saying it to be nice, Avery. I mean it. You changed me, my life, even if it took a near-death experience for me to realize it. What do you say? Should we give it another shot? Pick up where we left off, keep it casual, and then someday see if it becomes more. That's a question mark at the end of that statement. Sir, if you do not learn how to read this woman's body language and quit lying to yourself, I swear to God, that entire interaction within that chapter made me so irate. I was actually really proud because Avery did say, yeah, no, keep it casual. Like, I think the fuck not. But oh my God, I was so mad. It made me so irrationally angry.
I rolled my eyes. Like,
I think that's like such a perfect representation of the audacity. The audacity, because keep it casual and then someday see if it becomes more after everything that they just went through.
Yeah.
Made me see red for her, because like, do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I'm a waste of time? Do you think I'm trash? Like
sir, you almost just died and you want to keep it casual?
Like,
I wanted to throw a helmet at him. Like, if I was her, I would have looked for something to throw at him and be like, I will show you casual. Because what? I don't know.
Yeah, no.
It
Hot
made
take,
me...
I wanted to punch Teddy a lot.
Yes.
No. Same. And Avery. Teddy, again, that whole keeping casual thing and seeing where it goes, because, like...
I don't know. What was the mindset, you know?
Yeah, it's like, sir, you had like a near-death experience. This girl just flew out from the other side of the country to Miami to see you because you asked about her, and you say, let's keep it casual? Let's be so for real. Let's be so fucking for real right now, guys.
I don't know. That was just like straight
Let's
anger.
I was pissed. And again, like Amy said, I'm so happy that she was just like, no, like we're not gonna do this. Like there's no keeping it casual after everything we like they were a
Hmm.
full on couple without having the title.
Right.
Yes.
And they had the fake title, but they weren't an official. You guys get it.
Yes.
And Avery, because again, I just feel like she didn't appreciate her dad so much and being a nepo child. And she just needed to grow a backbone and communicate more. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yet again, I'm here saying for the probably millionth time that I wanted to absolutely shake the shit out of both of them. Because, again, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse right now. So much of this could have been avoided with open and honest communication. Somebody please make a tally of how many times I have said that friggin' sentence on a book club episode, because I
Take a
fear
shot.
it is one time too many. But I also have a hot take of the fact that I hate a third act breakup. It didn't do anything. It really didn't. It didn't need to happen.
It didn't.
I know that
No.
we want the drama, but like the third act breakup really didn't feel like it drove the plot in any direction, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe it made him finally like get out of his own way and just say what he was feeling and stop being so afraid. But part of me feels like he could have still come to that if they had kept the fake dating thing going. Because I think he would have still come to the same conclusion that, like, oh, shit, I'm head over heels for this girl and I
Yep. Loser.
will not lose her. So
I
that's
agree.
just my stance. I can we, not every book needs to have a third act breakup. Thank you for
The thing
coming to my
is,
TED Talk.
no, you're so valid because especially with this book already having the accident scene, like that
Mm-hmm.
should have been the third
That
act breakup
moment.
drama, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like from there, now we can like be officially together because to do that and then have a third act breakup and that I was just like, you made me wait
It was
18
too
chapters
much.
for a kiss, and now you're gonna do this. I already
Yeah.
waited, did my 12 years of it at that point. Like, anyways,
It's been 84 years.
like I will say, beyond everything, it was a good book. I think if they hadn't had the third act breakup, I would have liked it a lot more because, like,
Mm-hmm.
could this be an F1's fan's favorite book? Maybe. I will say there's enough F1 in it. Like, it's not dramatized, it's not really detailed or anything like that. And again, we're only getting Avery's point of view. So you have to keep that in mind. Also, races are not in order. I think we just have to get over that. It's never going to be in order again. But besides that, nothing is wildly claimed. Like, there's no dramatic, like, fake races, like, things that are impossible. We could even say she might have been getting some real life examples to go off of. So that actually probably helped the writing. I enjoyed reading everything as a viewer from Avery's point of view. Sometimes I kind of get tired of being in the car as the driver.
Yeah, that's true.
Although I will say, and I'm just now realizing this, in our other books, I feel like we always get a lot more view into the side characters because we're getting two point of views.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, the engineer, the team principal, like we don't know anything about them because we weren't getting Teddy's point of view this book.
Yeah, you know what?
So like maybe I do miss that, but I still really like the single point of view sometimes.
It's just a nice like switch up from like what
Yeah.
we're like used to, especially with the new trend in books. But
Hmm.
um I do think an F1 could enjoy this book. I felt like it was a good balance between like the F1 stuff and like the regular like romance outside of F1 plot that we got. It felt like it just didn't take away from each other. Like it wasn't too much of one over the other. The calendar being out of order, I know it threw us off like way in the beginning, but I think it's just something that can be overlooked now at this point. I mean, we had Brazil as the last race, and I was just like, oh, I just came back from that. Um, so I was just like, okay, this is interesting, but I mean, again, it could just be like an overlooked detail. It's not a big deal, if you ask me.
I feel like I can definitely overlook the schedule being off, because I honestly almost like don't even pay attention to it sometimes when I feel like I'm reading. I feel like I acknowledge what it is because she's didn't give us at least the details of like, where are we in the world? When they were in Mexico, we knew they were in Mexico. When they're at a race, you know what race it is. But I feel like when you're reading a F1 romance, I can't hold it to the schedule Bible
Mm-hmm.
because it's just like, I'm like, okay, you need to take your creative liberties as an author. So like I have to just kind of like
Have
be
fun with
okay
it.
with it.
Yeah.
And everything like that. I think this book could be an F1 fan's favorite, but if you're looking for lots of racing content in your romance book, I don't know if this is the one for you. If you want your romance book with almost like a side of F1, then this definitely is 120% a book that I think you would love. But if you are someone who's like, ooh, I need the racing to be a really, really, really big part of the book, you may not love this. In the end, it's definitely light on the F1, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely will say there's something I appreciate as an F1 fan. I didn't recognize anyone, like, at all in this story. None of the main characters have any hint of, like, a grid driver for me. Maybe if someone reads this and, like, you think differently, let us know in the comments somewhere. Just because I couldn't make the connection. The only connection that was, like, off the bat, we've already said it, Cody. Definitely Cody from Archer's Lando. Just that little snippet we got of him, like, you can tell us what the author was going for.
Yeah. Besides Cody being like Orlando, which was a nice like Easter egg, it was really
Mm-hmm.
refreshing to like not picture any of the current grid F1 drivers
I
and
agree.
past F1 drivers to the characters. Because sometimes it can just get like really awkward.
It ruins the magic for me.
Yeah, because it's just like give me someone that I won't like I can picture in my mind.
Yeah.
Yes, like we have all said, Cody is definitely Lando coded. I have no complaints with that. I really do appreciate the fact that like none of the other characters that were mentioned felt like they were inspired by a team principal or somebody else that works in F1 that's like a public figure. Nobody felt like they were inspired by any of the pundits or anything like that necessarily, which I think is just really refreshing because we have for sure read some books that feel very heavily inspired on current drivers that are actively still on the grid, which just can be a little
Mm-hmm.
weird. Depending on like how that makes you feel. Some people are totally fine with that and don't
Yeah.
care. Some people are a little weirded out by it. I will say though, I don't know if necessarily this falls under a character that fits in the story or a fantasy fan cast, but Teddy as a character is Scottish. And all I could hear in my head when his character was speaking was David Coulthard's voice.
That's
He's the
hilarious.
only Scot in F1 that like I can think of, and it was the only thing I could hear every time he popped up, and it made me laugh every single time. Was just like here, like I love David Coulthard's voice, so like I have no
Wait,
complaints.
no, wait. Now I'm imagining the audiobook and DC's like, I got you. I'm Scott. Let me get in there.
I volunteer as tribute.
Please. I will happily VA
Just send
Avery
an
if I get to
email.
play alongside David Coulthard. Sign me up, Lexi.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
No, but legit, if someone wants to hire me to voice act your F1 book, I will happily do that. That would be so much fun.
I definitely that would be so funny for us in general. Hey kitty, but
Hi, Ambi girl.
my little rat killer.
She's a
But
murderer.
I will say, there's one thing I like. I don't know if it's like a shock to anyone else when they read these books, but like it throws me off when this happens. She got away with using Ferrari
Yes.
as a
Mm-hmm.
team. Again, we have an art version. I don't know if there's like any difference between what's being published. I haven't seen the official published book. I wonder if there's a difference in the official release, but like in ours, Ferrari is on the grid racing. And I did not know that you could use an official like any team like in a book I don't know like the trademark rules. Maybe Ferrari, because it's like Ferrari and it's been around for so much, like their trademark is different. I don't know. But that threw me off. I've never seen a real team in the book, and I was just like, Ferrari? And like
I
it's
know that
multiple
team.
times. It was multiple times. If it happened once, I would have been like, okay, maybe editing slipped, but it was like at least 3 times.
No, it was definitely like 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, if you're reading, I don't know if anyone else will care, but it threw me off for like a second. I was like, oh shit. So
I definitely want to know how the heck she's managed to slip it in.
Amy and I
Because
work in marketing. We know that's wild.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like, well, and even just like when we talked to Bridget in the past,
Mhm.
Yes.
who for our interview, we had asked her because her initial
Oh my God,
drops of
that's
the
right.
books, she kept team names the same, and she then renamed every single one of them.
So I wonder.
So I'm wondering how she got approval or what loophole she found. I'd love to know.
I mean,
Just because
we're gonna
I'm a
try and
little
interview her
nosy.
soon. If you guys are listening, we're gonna be interviewing all these offers soon. So like, if you have questions, let us know. But this is one I'm gonna have
Please.
for Lexi, because like, how did you get away with writing Ferrari?
Yeah.
Listeners, that's gonna be our #1 question. Send in more. I sound like an announcer. Send in more. But this was a good book. Because my final rating, fun read. It wasn't spicy. I appreciate that. I've talked about it with Mel. I'm not a big spicy person in general. There were maybe 2 scenes, mostly behind the door. So again, slow burn. 18 chapters of waiting for one kiss. You can imagine the rest. And there was a third act breakup. All these things accumulated, plus the characters, which I really did like, and an epilogue that made me want more. I'm giving it a 4. I think I would have given it more if the third act breakup hadn't happened and we had seen more of like a continuation from the accident kind of issue. I think I probably would have even rated it a 5 if I'm being honest, but just the way that storytelling went with the third act breakup and everything, I was like, ugh, again. So 4 out of 5 helmets for me.
So I read the arc on my flight to Brazil for the Grand Prix, which was a great way to read it over the weekend. I even read it like after the race and everything at our hotel, and it was such a fun, like great read, just going from like the track, seeing the actual cars in person to reading about an F1 romance. Definitely would recommend to my girly pups everywhere around the world. Like mentioned, the spice is definitely more closed door. I didn't mind it. I do like spice, but I don't like it when it's like too much. But I also, it's okay. It's like I felt like this was like a really good like happy medium because it was just like very minor details, but like the building up to it for me, like I felt like it kind of helped out. I'm with Chelsea. That slow burn did kill me a bit because I wanted them to kiss so early on, especially during that scene in like the sim where like he was just like kind of like guiding her. I was just like kiss 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 kiss. I was like that like meme of like Mike Tyson with like the 2 pigeons where it's like now kiss. That was literally me. I was just like just do it. Now kiss. So yeah, third act breakups, I hate you. I'm not a big fan. I was just like really frustrated because I was just like, oh good. I just wanted them to be together and be happy all for the rest of their lives. But the story did like close a lot of like loose ends by the conclusion. I wish we did see a little bit more about like Teddy's like past and like his parents. Because again, we only saw like his mom like twice. I think it was just one singular time, and then the mystery sibling that we don't even know if it's like a sister or brother like be mentioned. I would love to see this turn into an interconnected series. I don't know where it would pick up from or who would focus on, but I wouldn't be upset about it. But for me, I would say it's like a 4.25 out of 5 helmets for me. It was good. I had my little complaints, but it wasn't anything where it's like, I'm not going to reread this. I'm definitely going to reread this again in the future.
I think that this is such a cute read. I do have to say, though, this will surprise nobody. I 120% could have done without the third act breakup, but that's just me and my personal stances. I did have moments where I found myself wanting a little bit more than just the proposal ending that we got. Part of me really wanted the wedding for them, or just a little bit more to see if Avery was truly able to turn around the things that she had planned for the team with their charity work and all of that. I just feel like I needed a little bit more of it being wrapped up neater, but I also wouldn't complain if it becomes an interconnected standalone series. I also really wouldn't complain if she did book 2 and it's just more of Teddy and Avery, and maybe book 2 we get a dual POV and we get a little
Ooh,
bit more from
yes.
both of them instead of just Avery.
Mm-hmm.
I, like Mel said, I have no idea who the next pairing would be if it became an interconnected standalone series. Maybe it's like Stacy and somebody else, or maybe it's like Cody or like another
Caroline.
driver. Like, I feel like Cody is the only other driver that like we actually see mentioned outside of Evan, Teddy's teammate, who's already married. So like Evan's obviously not an option.
Cody and Caroline.
There you
Or
go.
maybe it's Cody and Stacy. I don't
No,
know.
Stacy seems to it to her work.
Yeah.
Unless she meets like
True.
unless like her story is not F1 and it's like athletics or something.
Yeah.
Because I don't
that
see her
happening.
dating a driver. She's too like
Yeah.
about her work.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone that works within F1, but that's not a driver.
Yeah.
I see that too.
Ideas, Lexi. Talk to us.
Oh, Stacy, Caroline, either one. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is, Lexi, please don't give me book 2 and have it be friggin' Josh. If he's our
Please.
male main character for book 2, babe, bestie, I love you, girl, but we might have to fight because
Yeah.
I do not like that man. No. Anybody but him, please.
He needs to get a
I
clue.
beg.
We will not fight our authors, just a disclaimer.
Not actually, but you know what I mean. I will have
Hypothetically.
feelings because I feel like he's not the right person to continue on this series with. I don't know. I had moments where I loved this book, and I had moments where it just like left me with more questions than answers. Overall, the book for me is like a 3.5. If I really push, I can make it a 4-star or a 4 helmet out of 5. But there were just moments for me where I was just kind of left wanting more. And that's okay. Again, we don't know where Lexi's heading with this. Hopefully we get more from her. This was her first debut novel. Honestly, 10 out of 10 for your first debut.
Yes, snaps.
Snaps all around.
We loved.
Slay Queen. And to close out our episode, we have a moment of the weekend. We are officially 3 races out. Yes, 3 races out from the end of the 2025 F1 season, which is just crazy to think about.
As a Ferrari fan, thank God. I'm sorry. I'm so happy. It's
Ferrari fans have been trying to get out the car for a while.
Only time will tell who finishes on top at the end of the season, but 3 more to go, besties. All right, besties. That is Podium Perfect and all its fake dating, secret revealing glory. We could yap about Avery and Teddy for hours, but we'll just save that for the group chat if we're honest. If you haven't grabbed the book yet, it is out now, so go treat yourself and then come back and scream with us about it, please. Thank you. We appreciate it. Next week, we are shifting gears hard, like as hard as an F1 corner hard, because we are headed straight into our Las Vegas Grand Prix recap. So, dust off your glitter and your sequins as we head to the lights and the chaos that is the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Make sure you're following us on socials so you never miss a thing. You can find us everywhere. Instagram, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, all of it's under the Paddock Girls Podcast. And do not forget to follow and or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. Leave us a review if you're able to leave a review on the platform that you listen so that you're the first in the know when our Vegas episode drops. Until then, we will see you on the next lap, besties. Bye.
Bye-bye.
We see you all soon.